In attendance, starting on my left,
Aaron Bouchard.
Brian Eccles,
Mayor Tamir.
Spencer Wilk.
Brent Myers.
Misty Cedillo.
Scott Campbell.
All right, thank you. First order of business is to consider approval of the minutes from our regular meeting held on March 17th, 2026. Any corrections to the minutes? All right, do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll
Second motion to approve.
All right, motion passed. Consider the approval of the minutes from our last joint meeting of the City Council and the Planning and Zoning Commission held on May the 5th, 2026. Any correction to those minutes? All right. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes as written?
Motion to approve as written.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, motion passes.
Meet you.
All right, moving on. Do we have any visitors here tonight that would like to speak on any item not posted on the agenda?
No, we do not.
All right. Next, we will conduct a public hearing and consider a request for a conditional use permit for commercial amusement indoor use for Lot 5, Block 1, the marketplace at Highland Village, located within the planned development retail zoning district at 3090 Justin Road, Suite 310.
Chairman, Commissioners, Autumn Amon, Community Development Coordinator. As stated, we received an application requesting approval of a conditional use permit for commercial amusement indoor use to be called Ice Mash. This request is for the property located at 3090 Justin Road in the marketplace, the lease space being approximate 4,900 square foot. The applicant is proposing to utilize the space for a business consisting of areas for splatter painting and smash rooms. So in your package, you did receive their business plan. Since this type of business is considered a commercial amusement indoor use per our zoning ordinance, this does require approval of a conditional use permit within the retail zoning district, okay? So if approved, the applicant, they're still going to have to meet all requirements in reference to our ordinances and building code in that when they submit for finish out of the building permit, okay? They will also have to soundproof the space. That was one of the stipulations in the draft ordinance, okay? They'll have to be soundproofed. Public hearings are required for CUPs. I did notify everybody within 200 foot, property owners within 200 foot of the lease space. And we also did place a zoning change sign on the property. From those public hearing notices that I mailed to everybody within 200 foot, I received no inquiries. I did receive 2 inquiries, though, from people driving through the marketplace asking what it was. Both had no issues. Both were Highland Village residents. And one woman stated she would like to see the business succeed, okay? So tonight, you do have the draft ordinance for consideration tonight and make a recommendation to City Council. And with that being said, that's the end of my briefing. I would now like to hand it over to the business owners, okay, to give you your presentation. And just state your name and address.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rupa Seshadri, and I'm from 630 Kopal, West Haven Road, Kopal.
Hey, I'm Sangeeta Srinivasan, and I'm from 542 Evergreen Drive, Kopal.
So firstly, thank you for the opportunity today. We are very excited to be here, as excited as we are about the business that we hope to open in Highland Village. To start with, what we're proposing is to kind of build out an indoor interactive, entertainment space that's very family friendly, very safe, which consists of, smash rooms in a very controlled environment, as well as splatter paint that's very kid friendly there. One of the challenges we have had when we have looked at, I have 2 girls, one is 6, one is 14 going on 17. And then it becomes very challenging to find something that straddles both of them as well as adults, right? So our goal is to build a very safe, family-friendly, interactive space that everyone can get entertained at. And, that's our primary mission here. A bit more about us, I'm going to let Sangeeta talk us through that.
Yeah, sure. I'm Sangeeta, and I also have 2 kids. And we've been, long residents of Texas, about 10 plus years. And we've been friends since 2022. But then we started becoming a partnerish around 2024. And like she said, why we got interested in this is I also have a teenager and a younger kid. And definitely when we go for parties, we were like, okay, we're just going to sit there with the other moms or dads and then doing nothing. But then we wanted a place where it's for all, right? And most importantly, which is safe and which is entertaining. And coming to our background, we have a combined experience of about 40 plus years. We are not 40 years old, but then we are 40 plus years experienced. And then we've also, have experience across the industries like financial, HR, learning, and all those spaces. And we feel that we can bring in those experience into the business and then help build this as well as help the community in turn. We are also very active community supporters. My kids are Civil Air Patrol cadets, and her kids are active volunteers in the Red Cross. We've done multiple volunteer activities and all that. So we would like to give back to the community in building this business as well as, enjoy the space.
Hey, can I ask if you guys are the owners or the managers or what your roles are?
We're going to be
individually?
owners, and I'm going to be the manager as well.
Cool.
So a bit about the business. I think you've all done all of your research, so I'm not going to reinvent the wheel or read through every bullet point that's there. But the business model is based a franchise-based model. We have like a national footprint. We also have 100+ locations that have opened in the last couple of years, in 3+ years. So it's been a very fast-growing franchise model. One of the big reasons that we decided to go with iSmash was we did a lot of research before we decided on iSmash. This extensive support system from the franchisor, as well as they're very invested in our success in terms of training, how do we construct, what do we need to do, and all of that. So we went with iSmash. The other thing that was the broad mass appeal. The demographics that it appeals to was very relevant to what we were looking for. And it's like the splatter paint starts at age 3+, and we've seen a lot of the videos, and we went and did a couple of experiences so we understand how that's actually going to work as well. And then in terms of reasoning, one of the big things for us also going down this route was it was a very unique concept. Right, and then in addition to that, we would be one of the first entrants into the DFW market from a brand perspective. So we wanted to leverage that opportunity as much as we can. In terms of why Highland Village, we have like a broader territory that spreads across DFW, and we have taken up multiple locations with iSmash. We've spent close to about a year before we honed down into where we want to be and why we want to be in Highland Village. So one was we also used Locate AI, which kind of gave us a lot about the demographics, the traffic, how, what kind of footfalls we see in different areas and things like that before we said, okay, this makes a lot of sense for us. And then we went through a lot of negotiation and discussions with on the LOI and all of that with the Highland Village team. One big piece was the very family-oriented community that Highland Village is that appeal to our values as well. And there's also a growing population, so it's not like a very closed-off city where there's nothing more to grow, right? So there's a lot more happening. There's a lack of similar such experiences across the city, across the Metroplex at this point in time. So, and also one of the big pieces for us was the location accessibility, right? And the proximity to different businesses, where we can contribute to those businesses, we can partner with them, we can partner with communities, and that's also was key for us. Because we're not going to be serving alcohol, but food-wise, if you're doing parties, we can partner with local establishments to support that, as well as how can we work with schools and communities and initiatives on sponsorships, events, and things like that. So there was also a lot that we've heard. We've had a lot of friends in this area, and so we've heard a lot about the civic pride that people bring to the table and how proud they are of the city and what they do, and so that was very appealing to us when we were looking at it. So long story short, we're not looking at this as just a business opportunity. We're also looking at it to be a long-term community partner in what we're doing here. And that's why we chose Highland Village. Because any of the locations we're looking at, we're not saying, oh, we're just going to open, then hands off. That's not how we approach the business. So that's why we are here in front of you today. And last, about Ice Smash at Highland Village, the pictures that you see on the screen, those are some of the splatter paints. That's the backlight paint that kids, groups, parties you can have. The Smash one is actually me and Sangeeta. We went and experimented.
Yeah.
The windshield piece. And I was telling Scott earlier, it's very therapeutic. So if at all you want to get something out of your system, the Smash is the place to be. But the good thing about this is it's all in a very safe, controlled environment. Right from how it is constructed, to how the workflows are, to how inventory is managed, to everything, we have very clearly defined manuals and processes and protocols, which helps with us. As you can see, we're wearing the safety, we had to look at multiple videos. We had to make sure we are covered up correctly. We have the right kind of glasses. And then, the kind of gloves you wear, everything is kind of laid out for you to say what you need to be doing. We had a blast breaking that windshield and a lot more. We'll not go into the details or the music that we played that day. We're not going into that.
So that's the cool part. We can actually play our own music when we do the paint and the Smash. So we picked a very fast-paced music, and we were like breaking like no one was seeing it.
And we danced too, but we'll not release that video. The control environment, I already mentioned this. I mentioned about the alcohol-free piece, so I'm not going to go into this. We are not doing, one thing I want to emphasize is in the Highland Village, we don't plan to do axe throwing. We're going to just focus on Smash rooms, and we're going to be focusing on splatter paint. There's a lot more right now, the digital rooms kind of a thing that's coming up, something similar to, Activate kind of a thing. So we are going to leave some space available in case we want to expand into a new concept down the line. We have heard a lot from other franchise owners across different locations, as well as the business, that usually once they've set up a business, the landlords, as well as the community, is very invested in proactively partnering on expansion so that they're able to bring in those new concepts. So that's something we're kind of deferring till we figure out how this is going to go. In terms of parking, where we've identified, we think it's going to be really helpful because it's a very managed capacity kind of an approach. So it's booking-based, reservation-based, while we'll have walk-ins. If you have a reservation, that's where it's prioritized. And so it'll help us manage traffic flow as well as people. So the requirements, I think, are sufficient in where we are currently located. I already mentioned about the community engagement, like the way we've been doing, and it's not restricted to Coppell alone. We participate in a lot of other initiatives, school events, wherever we can. It's not just that one direction, like we do fundraising for when the floods happen, things like that. So whatever we can participate, wherever we can commit in whatever capacity, we tend to do that. And we would like to do it in a more structured way with the business. And compliance, we're very, very focused on adhering to what the city needs, what the franchisor needs from a compliance, safety, and requirements. So we are very conscious, cognizant of that.
I'll take this up. So This mainly talks about, what is our operations going to be, and some of the safety measures which she already mentioned, and specifically about the noise management, because that is one question what everybody has in mind. Okay, you're going to be smashing things left and right. What are you going to do about it? So operation-wise, we are thinking about 11 to 9 p.m., but based on the holidays and stuff, we may open up a little earlier and then close a little later, things like that. And mainly, it is a women-owned franchisee, and then we're going to be the managing directors for this franchisee, and then going to be working on inside. And coming to the safety, apart from all the safety gears and all the videos that she was talking about, franchisor has a set safety guidance that we have to follow in each of the smash rooms, how the smash walls is going to be, where the doors are going to be, and all that. And also on the paint rooms, how it's going to be set up with a small wall and a larger shelf for the canvas to be placed for younger kids and the older adults, and stuff like that. And Todd can pitch in any time because he's our GC, and then he will have more information on what are the safety things that we're going to be putting in. Coming to the noise
I
management.
have one thing. It's a 1,200-page manual. If you're interested, we can definitely share it with you. Feel free. We did that, yes. Apart from that, from the noise management perspective, one, we're going to be having security cameras in all the rooms. So we're going to be monitoring what's going to happen inside the smash rooms, as well as all the common areas, which are not private, right? And then the rooms are constructed in such a way that we have to have certain specifications for the walls, which is partnering with the next businesses, and the smash walls. So the sound, the noise is controlled. And like I said, Todd can give more information on exactly what we are using to control that. But there is a set details on what needs to be done on the noise perspective. Todd, do you want to highlight what they do for noise?
Sure.
Yeah.
My name's Todd Atwood. I own Spiro Construction, and been working with them over the last few months trying to get this all through you guys, presentable and get it going on the construction side. So, speaking specifically to the sound, for whatever reason, I've turned into a bit of an expert on that. I built all of the Orange Theory Fitness in Dallas. A couple in Fort Worth, TCU, a couple, up in Sherman-Denison area, and we're actually using, my architect who designed all those to build theirs as well. So it's a very, a sound engineer, which I didn't know they had until I got going years ago, but they have, and there's a specific detail that keeps the sound mitigated into the space. So it's about an air gap where you have the demise wall of the two sides. There's an air gap of 1 inch, and then you build this another basically demise wall all the way up to the roof deck, and then we add two layers of soundboard with a sprayed in cellulose insulation in between all that. So what I learned is that the sound transfers through touching. So that air gap provides that, and then we just kind of overdo it with the double layer of the soundboard with the insulation in between it. It's sprayed in, kind of wet, and lets it dry. You do it in 4-foot kind of lifts. And I can honestly say I haven't had one complaint. I put Orange Theories all over Dallas next to blood clinics, spas, and I had never had anybody call me back. So it's a really good detail. And then on part of what they talked about with the franchisor, the smash walls are on the interior of the space. You're not throwing it against the demise walls. So not only do you have that, you're throwing it the opposite direction. So you have that kind of just raw distance between that as well. So yeah, that'll be articulated kind of in detail on the plans that we submit on the building plans. But that detail specifically has at least proven to work for, I've built, I don't know, over probably 20, 25 Orange Theories, and it works pretty well.
On the smash walls, is it a different material? I'm just curious if I throw
Yeah,
a sledgehammer.
they do have a detail that's from, you have to order the material from, it's a steel iron sheet, basically,
Right.
that you throw it against, exactly. And then they drop it off, and then we install it, so, yeah. So, all right,
Thank you.
good.
This could probably we will be the first or the second one in the DFW area, but there are a lot more franchisees that are already open, and they have set all these safety measures in check, and they've learned a lot, like from the first franchisee to probably the 30th one now. So they've learned a lot. They've cared for what the feedback is from the customer, from the city, and all those things. So I think that really helps us because we're just coming back in the line and we're able to adapt to all of those things. Any other questions?
Really good job on this. You guys did your homework. Just wondering, is there a training video or training beforehand for the smashing part of this, or you just basically gear them up and say, go after it?
So no, there is a video. There's a safety video and there's a training video about what you can do and cannot do within the smash room, and how do you even suit up and where to find what. And one of the big things when we look at layout is also that at the front desk, we'll always have line of sight into where people are going, so we can help them as needed to get.
Is there a policy, if you violate the policy, that you get 3 strikes, you're out, something along those lines, or
Strike,
1 strike, you're out? I'll tell my kids.
because it puts everyone at risk, right?
That is the reason why they're all camera controlled, and then we can watch it from outside. And obviously we did have the kids who are super excited to throw stuffs, and then we've seen that and heard that it's a single strike, and then kids will be taken out.
So we'll intervene, give a chance. If it's it depends on whether it's a real mistake or you're intentionally doing it, right? So, yeah.
With the splash paint, are there any environmental concerns that they've addressed? Or I guess I don't know. I know it all happens in a contained room, but as far as cleanup and things?
Yes, so we did provided the MSDS to the city, and then it was confirmed that it's a water-soluble paint, and it is more like a paint which is washable. So we do have the suits for the paints as well, where the kids can wear if they choose to, or there are some people who just wear a white T-shirt which they want to color up on that, and they can go, and we do have a separate washroom for the paint cleanup, and then they can clean up their paint before they leave.
And this would be the first location in the Metroplex, correct? In the business plan, it mentions planning for a store in South Lake. What was?
Say that again?
It says in the business plan, we are planning the first store in South Lake.
So it was when we were looking at options, we were looking between South Lake and Highland Village. Those were the 2 areas we were focusing on. And so we wanted to do Highland Village. And South Lake is still in our territory. We have 3 locations we can do. So we're planning to, depending on how all of this goes, we want to open our 2nd location in South Lake. That was an error on our side. It should have read 2nd in South Lake.
Good catch.
My bad.
Well,
So nothing was
South Lake's
submitted
number
to
2.
South Lake.
Yeah, no, sorry.
So
We haven't presented anything with South.
iSmash granted you a territory that is now, if someone chooses to expand into, it's yours? That's kind of what it sounds like? You said you have a territory?
We have a defined territory, so we'll have, it's mapped out into Denton, South Lake, Grapevine, all of that. So it's a pretty large territory that we have.
Yes.
Cool.
Each of the franchisees get the territory to be chosen.
Avoid
Dallas
from,
is massive, so it's
Yeah.
kind of nicely
Yeah.
what stops franchisees
So
from
we
trying
don't
to compete
cannibalize each
against
other,
each other?
yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Smart.
But within the territory, we can open multiple.
But this will be the first, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And as far as parking, do we have any issues with the city as far as expected number of participants and spots?
No, not that.
There's plenty of, no issues on the parking, no.
I mean, and that building has quite a few spaces around it, so.
And they're technically taking two suites.
Right.
Combining it into one, so you're kind of getting two worth.
Right.
Anyone have any other
That was
questions?
my question too, parking. Because right now it's retail, so does amusement create a different ratio of parking concerns? People will be scheduling a time to come.
Correct.
First, thank you for your presentation. I went to your website before I came in, and it looks fun, and I love your enthusiasm. and involvement, that you want to have with the city, and we need that. So that's very encouraging, and it's exciting to have people that want to be here and give back to the city. So thank you for that. But yes, I did have a question about the parking too. People will go online and schedule a time to come in.
Correct.
Yes. So
Okay.
always the reservations takes the priority. So what we have seen from the other franchisees so far is the pre-booking is what takes most of the slots. There'll be very few walk-ins because people plan in advance for all of these, the birthday parties.
I guess
all
with
those things.
that, if every room was booked, what's like what would be the occupancy?
So I think the occupancy would be based on definitely code and what's required to be.
No, I understand that, but
yeah.
like if you have, I don't know how many you're gonna have, let's say 3 smash rooms, 3 paint rooms, I don't know what
Right.
the mix is, I guess what would be like the occupancy if every,
It being on the conservative side, I would say anywhere between 70 to 85 max.
Divided by 3.
That's assuming like
Because
every
the
room.
kids aren't going to drive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's assuming like every party room is booked, the large smash has a
Right.
large group
Yeah, yeah.
in and things like that. For just the regular bookings, then you wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
Autumn, this is all going to come back, right? Once the plan is established. Right now, it's only the conditional use, and then later on, we'll look at the details like parking. No?
No, because that development's already,
Oh, that's
It'll be
right.
the building.
Yeah, it'll go, if approved, it'll go straight to, city council then, and approved, it'll go to building permit for finish out.
Okay.
And then the building official at the end, and that they will set the occupancy rate for the inside.
And so they will look, depending if this does change the parking ratio per square footage or per
For the
occupant.
purposes of the marketplace per ordinance, though, parking ratio for the whole thing is 1 to 200, I do believe.
Okay, so
there.
change it into amusement doesn't change that.
No, no.
Thank you.
and then, I mean, worst case, I know Rosa's overflows into Walmart on a very regular
Yeah,
basis.
That's over there does, right?
We have a lot of over
Yeah.
space. And I think that's one of the things we talked through with the landlord as well when we were initially discussing because if we are at capacity, is this going to impact people being able to access the center in any way? So they expressed that it wouldn't be a concern, so.
I have a construction question. The soundproof walls, is there any element of fireproofing, or does that create a fire safety concern, having it go all the way up?
No, it's strictly a sound thing. So just on each end of those suites is a demise wall. So it's just dividing the space into an hour-rated firewall, basically. So just by doing so, we're basically creating another hour-rated firewall in addition to the demise wall, but it also serves as a sound detail as well. So it kind of helps both.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for the comments? All right,
No questions.
we'll open a public hearing at 7:28 PM. Anyone for comment? No. All right, we will close that at 7:28 PM. All right. Any further thoughts?
It looks really cool. I hope everything goes well for you and that it's successful.
We hope so too.
Thank you so much for this
It's-
opportunity.
We've been excited because we like the sooner we get, we'll be the first.
Yeah.
So that's the excitement. But thank you. We appreciate the time today and all your questions. It was very helpful for us as well. So thank you again.
Of course.
Thanks.
Do we have a motion to recommend approval pass this along to the city council as for the conditional use permit as submitted?
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted.
I'll second.
All right. Motion passed.
We got to vote first.
Oh, sorry. Apologies. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Hey, it's been a couple
We're
months.
good.
All right. Next on the agenda, here to conduct a public hearing and consider amendments to the concept plan applicable to Lot 2R, replat Tract 3A of replat of Barnett subdivision Tract 3, Lot 1R and 2R, Barnett subdivision located in Barnett Center, East Plan Development PDC zoning district.
Right?
Mouthful.
A lot of different lots and blocks with that. Okay, 109 Barnett Boulevard. We have received an application from the property owner of 109 Barnett Boulevard requesting to amend the concept plan for the property that was originally approved in 2005 when it was one piece of property. The property has since been replatted into 2 lots, and both pieces are now under different ownerships. So this is the last piece of property to be developed within the Barnett Center. This will be the last one. The current owner of 109 Barnett is wanting to develop his property, proposing a total of 3 buildings. However, in order for him to do so, he needs to amend the current concept plan that was approved in 2005. And within the packets, I did give you a copy of that current, what's existing today for the concept plan. Okay? So if the concept plan is approved, then the property owner will still have to come forward for site plan approval, okay? Once concept plan approved, then he can go forward, submit for his site plan review, and then bring it forward to P&Z and City Council for consideration, okay? But tonight, it's only for the concept plan for consideration. Basically, the general outline of how the property is going to be developed. Public hearings are required for this amendment. I did notify everybody within 200 foot of the property. We also did place a zoning sign on this property. From those notices mailed, I did get a phone call from the owner of the memory care just north of this piece of property, inquiring only what was going on there. Once I explained it was concept plan only and that they were fine with it. They were relieved it wasn't going to be multifamily. Yeah. So tonight you do have the ordinance for consideration of the request to change concept plan. That is the end of my briefing. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have, and we do have the property owner with us tonight, okay?
I do have a question. Be the first to go. Are the square footages of Exhibit A buildings similar to Exhibit B? Maybe I just can't see them, or it's not.
The Exhibit B, yeah, they're pretty, they didn't copy.
They defined them there. It looks like, yeah, this is real old in that. But they're not defined here because they could change
Okay.
once this concept plan. That way we're not holding it to, okay, it's going to be 3,000 square foot and that's what you shall do. Maybe it's got to
Okay.
be 305. Yeah.
Are these built?
Yeah, right? Autumn?
What's that?
Just to be clear, these are buildings, right? It's copied.
Yes, so you'll have 1, 2, and then 3.
And the third building there.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of 4 buildings like the original shows.
That is correct.
That's one of my biggest, so this is the old.
Yeah, this is the old, right?
I thought it
This
was
is the
other way around.
old, and this is the current now, that Chair Dental.
Right, that's
which
already
now
been
we're
sold.
into 2, yeah, and it's now 2 pieces of property.
Right, so it's, yeah, this corner has been sold on the old one.
Gotcha.
So in essence, it's the same as existing, just splitting what is Building A on the old plan into 2 buildings
Potentially
and
2 buildings.
repositioning Building D.
Yeah, moving it away from the fence line, it looks like. based from the old plan? And again, I know we're
Yes,
not-
because then, you know, when it goes to site plan and that, they
Right.
will make the trail connection right here.
Right.
Oh, I see.
They'll have to do that.
Those are two small buildings?
Yeah.
Okay. Looked like parking lot.
Yeah, at first I was like, is that?
Yeah, it's a lot of parking for one building, right?
And when it does go to site plan, once again, we're not here for site
Right.
plan, but we'll look at the parking calculations based on use too.
The original plan's pretty old. Do the concept plans ever expire?
No.
From a planning and zoning perspective, I don't have any questions. I assume the reasoning is flexibility.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good? Okay.
Concept.
You got anything, Brent?
They got to come back
Yeah.
anyway for, yeah, so I don't have any, I don't think I have any questions about it. It's-
Not either.
I think actually it'll be, because the trail is going to come through, that's better for the properties behind it anyway.
Yeah.
That it's going to move whatever's being built further away from the residential.
Maybe put an ice
that
smash
corner.
there.
Do what?
Maybe put an ice smash
There
there.
you go. Eye smash opportunity. It's right by the school.
Anyone have any other thoughts, questions? All right, we'll open public hearing at 7:36. Anyone? No? All right. We'll close
one.
hearing at 7:36. All right. Do we have a motion to recommend approval to request to amend the concept plan as submitted for the property located at 109 Barnett Boulevard?
Yes, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right. Can we vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. And then just receive a status report of various upcoming projects for future P&Z meetings.
Okay, right now, the next regular meeting date is July 21st. We may be looking at the site plan for the property behind the bank, 2018 Justin Road, where he also had to amend the concept plan. Currently working on that one. Other than that, that's it in reference to that meeting date. Other than that, Collective Boutiques, if you have not read, will be going into Painted
Take a
Tree.
tree.
So that's a good thing.
No Trader Joe's.
Yeah. Is that all the painted trees or just this one, or do you know?
I think they're doing a few others. Yeah, don't quote me on that. I know they did say a couple others, but ours for sure. That's it.
All right.
It's pretty much the same concept, right?
Yes, they're trying to get some of the same vendors back in
That's
there.
what I thought.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
All right. Thank you, Ron.
that's it.
We will adjourn the meeting at 7:38 PM.